Why? Why do I have to? I'm streaming to YouTube. Why do I have to manually restart the stream in YouTube? That I should need to do ever if resume streaming using the stream key, the basically collectively agreed upon thing you need to do. Right. I'm gonna be continuing a little. So I've made some stairs using a similar system to the curves. For visuals, I'm gonna make them a little blue. It's just gonna be the viewport display. It's not gonna affect anything else. Oh, what an error code! That's unheard of. Reload. I am connected. Okay. So now I can take this and just extend, make little corridors, and I want to do make some pillars over here. I'm gonna try an advanced maneuver. Ta-da! It could have been done several different ways, but this is just one I find pretty funny. And go over here, screw that up, and let's gonna see how that looks from here. Ah, it's sufficiently OSHA non-compliant. That's the pool rooms I know. I could also little strips over here. And little emission there. This is gonna look a lot better in cycles, so I'm gonna switch over here. That's you walking through the pool rooms, and you see, you know, this kind of stuff. Kind of leaving the range of the block out, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna have a branching path over here. Yep. And let's copy that pattern on all the other sides. And that. Now, yeah. That's better. Yeah. And this, of course. Hmm. Hmm. I do not know how this will react. I don't like how it reacts. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, not sure. I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah. Now here I can choose any of these paths. And expand the place from there. Two little funky things like that. Could put a little over here. Let's switch over to the water. Make a copy. Still have it on that mode. For deep diving purposes, I'm making it overlap a little bit. And now we've got a water basin on that bridge. So, you know, a pool in the pool rooms. Shocking, I know. Still in Cycles mode, I think, so if I were to go over here and try to render, can't see shit. Except for a little light shining out over here. A fun little exercise. Yep, doesn't help much. My apology. Mm, mm. few of the places here could provide if they select all of them. If not, let's do 0.1 and individual. And I might emit wide for now, but my plan is to have these random, so I'm gonna click on that, make another like that, and then over here, random. Ah, there we go. OBS disconnected again. Okay. Reconnected. I live in internet purgatory. Connection can be fine. And it is there. Let's give one of them here in the middle white. Think the water is a little bit too that seems good. Yeah. Okay. I think it would be fun if this was round. Maybe that's something. I've got a solution for that. What do you mean that's the longest? It should be like over here. No, it's because okay. Hold on, let's give I need to see what the actual vertices here are. So yeah, see, that should be perfectly fine. So if I triangulate on this, why would that be even long? Because it triangulates in all of the things. Okay, here's the thing. If I copy that, no, apply all the modifiers on this. Go in here, and that, you know, it's obviously somewhere. See? That's what it means, what it's supposed to look like for almost, but I see some slight glitching over here. But you know, I don't live in that world, so if I do this, I'm gonna need to do a little something rather not to. Split it off. Why is it using? You know what? I'm gonna keep this gap. It's gonna stay there. Well, I'm gonna need to move this last bit up one so I can continue. Let's make it another split. So that's gonna be a funny little trap. I could. Yes, okay. Now, hmm. I've got a little idea. I'm gonna make color-coded rooms. Or likes for rooms. Rooms are gonna be the same color. Yeah, bad luck. Nonetheless. Yeah. Both could lead to stairs, ladders maybe. And who knows where those will go. I sure don't, not at the moment. Yep. That should be round enough. Yeah. That's individual points. I can run. Snap. Circle. This could be a place where I could use water simulation. It's not gonna happen in this stream because you know, strong CPU performance times 2, times 3. Not really a good idea. It's fine. Um, okay. Um, I think I found a literature device I hate almost more than the it's all been a coma idea. And that is this magical thing, demons. Like any magical thing. Anything at all. It's in any way magical. Basically, imagine J.K. Rowling became one of those people who said Harry Potter is the devil mid-writing Harry Potter and decided to just keep going with that story and make it all about that. Where we've got a fairy tale or some kind of cool sci-fi thing, and oops, devil. Mm, I don't at the moment remember if I ever saw any instance of it happening exactly as badly as I remember it. But I do have the vague memory of something like that happening a few times. Like being offered the temptation of, hey, don't you want to use magic? And it being something that's generally outside of the story that is currently the topic, presented as something nice, or at least, not quite as bad. Like Genie. Uh, you know, it's it's one thing to have them be a little tricksters who like to twist the wishes around in some ironic way. But Wishmaster is something else entirely. Like that is literally the apocalypse gonna happen if enough wishes get fulfilled. And they don't even have to be subverted that cleverly. Just have to be evil. Ooh, And I mean that is basically the devil. It's a demon. It's so kind of feels similar to when somebody doesn't believe any magic is good at all, writes about magic. A person going into a deal with a devil or a demon to use magic, and they've got to sacrifice 20 virgins every full moon at specific conditions, making themselves weak for attack by various objects, and do not do this thing. If you can't be doing this thing, and if this happens to you, you're basically going to be suffering for months. And the magic they got out of that is if they snap their fingers, they can sometimes make a flame appear, and all the other things they can do is basically just for making sacrificing easier. So like if they want to heal stuff, they can heal 20 paper cuts for every virgin they sacrifice. And for some reason they are happy about that deal. You know, that's a lot of magic being written, and it's just frustrating. It's like man, gee, I get it. You only want the big guy to do anything weird, but don't piss in everyone else's salad. Just say, don't write a story about magic. And if it's some kind of moral, it's like, how many people really would enter a deal with the devil, sell their soul to horns-having, red-skinned, sulfur-spewing Satan? If the guy showed up with a contract looking like that. Like, I feel like the minute that happens, you would have to realize, okay, maybe I should use another method. Maybe I can save the family business another. Maybe I don't need to. Maybe, you know, there's a famine going on. What? Because the ground is infertile. You know what? I don't think sacrificing people going into the village. You know, I feel like we should probably just leave. You know, that one comedy sketch. You people would stop starving. We wouldn't have to keep going into these villages and getting sacrificed. A few people would go where the food is. You know, if it takes souls of the innocent, maybe it takes a little bit too much. And when the actual devil shows up and says, "Hey man, I got a deal for you," I feel like people would just say, "I'm good. I think I'll think about it. I think I'll figure something out." Have fun though. Thanks for offering. Not gonna be doing that. Like if it's some anonymous, just guy in a suit, not the devil, looking like the devil, spewing sulfur and, you know, man, I feel like I wouldn't even have the minute someone hands me a pen and it pricks my finger and I see blood, I'm saying, oh, what? Wait a minute. Please can I verify a few things about this contract? I feel like something's happening here that I am not into. Assuming consent is important for the devil, which, depending on several things, is probably not the case, but, you know, if it is, and I feel that pinprick on my finger, I'm gonna be rescinding that consent. Instantly. It's, I feel like at that point, if I'm dying, and a guy who I hope gives me a human skin parchment contract, and I feel that pinprick, I'm gonna be like, not, I feel like, I'm about to go somewhere else, I think. I'm not gonna be staying here with this is what it takes. I'm gonna be saying, yeah, I think I've had my time here. I'm good. Let's just see what comes next. Well, this is good. Uh, huh? What is that? I don't get it. Huh. Don't tell me it's somehow. What? What? Excuse me? Um, ah, wireframe. Nope. Grid. That's weird. That is weird. That's not normal. Oh well. That's a lot better. That is a lot better. Yeah. I think I found a solution for some of the issues. Yeah. 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 Okay. This looks weird, but it looks so fine. Okay, so far I think I'm missing something. Okay. Threshold reached where I need more viewed instance. Let's go times 8 and just... That's gonna be making it look a little cleaner. So this is a big departure from the rest of the structure, which means I'm gonna be splitting it off. I'm gonna be doing the same over here. Yep, still blue. I want to try making something organic. Like intentionally organic shaped, but still tiles. Oh, I've got an idea. I wanted to try that earlier, but I didn't. If I just extend this a bunch, then in break paint mode, we I'm gonna say not a brush, but is that hold on. Ah, here it is. Okay. And now that we just in here. Like that. This definitely should be glowing. I don't have loop rules here. Let me install that. Circle. Circle. Eh, eh. I made a few mistakes. I'm not going to be doing it like this now. And if I... Yep. Nope. Good enough. And that's going to be mid-white. Yep. Okay, let's start. Let's copy the camera and bring one over here. So it's definitely too dark. Yep. That's great. Map it up. Multiply. And it's gonna be random palette again. Okay. So due to how the tiles are added, it's not gonna be following the UV map because it's not using the UV map. But can confirm it's blue. Mm. Because I did it like that. It's already smoothly done. Now from here I can just keep going. Mm. Mm. Definitely should be water over there. Nice. Just as like variant. I'm not sure if this would look good. I feel like the noising can't quite keep up. So I'm gonna do a test render and also change some of these settings. It is an interior scene with low light, so that's and reflections and water and all that. So that's definitely not in its favor. No, I'm not too sure if it should be that difficult. Okay. Oh man, didn't update because it's a new stream. I'm just gonna link my channel. Can I? Why would it not? What happened here? Ripple there. And that's weird. It's super weird. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So like I said, the things are gonna be on straight line still. It doesn't look quite, yeah, good. I mean, it's good for saving on step. Yeah, that's the difficulty. Hmm. Let's just delete it. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have a big hole. Ah, I feel like the compromise is a lost art. Had several people entirely reject the idea of entering a compromise with me on some things. Like, they think action A is the best. I think action B is probably better. I say, hey, let's meet in the middle, and they say, what do you mean you want to entirely be action B and nothing else? And no, I didn't. I didn't say that. You said that just now. And I'm telling you. Okay. I guess some topics which are very contentious, but you know, you could make good arguments on both sides, but you can't really make those same exact arguments against the other sides. It's because some of those arguments are entirely based on things that the other side either does not believe in at all or does not place much importance in. And you could easily pick out some arguments which would definitely work for both sides. And if you just concentrate on those instead of arguments which the other side completely rejects as a base point, you could get a lot of stuff done. And that's just not happening because those are the most important arguments for some of those people. And they will not remove a single step past them. And you get nowhere. A while ago, in religion and ethics class, which is the combined thing where, basically the compromise that's made to have it not just be a preaching class, and people can choose which part they want to focus on. I and my classmates, or some of my classmates, were tasked with going around and asking for people's opinions on this topic. That topic is very harshly contested in the area of religion and ethics. And it has to do babies. I'm just gonna go out right and say it. The topic was abortion. Now I have no idea what the opinion of my teacher was on that topic. But personally, my idea is the issue is that in my opinion, it should be up to number one, the woman, number two after that, the father, and number three, an agency that maybe wants to completely take over, who can ask, pretty please, can you do this or that? Like any kind of outside influence aside from them. And that is light years below the other two. And the importance of the father's opinion is half as much as the woman's opinion. So no matter what, she can always overrule. So complete veto rights to the woman. The ability to say, hey, could you maybe do this, and I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna take care of everything, and you'll never have to see anything ever again, to the man. And that is entirely conditional on the woman saying, yeah, okay, that's fine by me. And then maybe someone else can give a suggestion. The thing is, the religious side, which wants to always keep every baby from conception to popping out, has, the whole soul thing going for their side. And I don't think many of them realize that just because someone wants to get rid of the baby, they don't believe in the soul. They may just not believe at which point it enters the baby. For example, And this is a big one. My mother had a spiritual experience where she felt, not sure if in a dream or if she had a waking hallucination or vision or if this really happened and it is, and your God is real and all that happened, stuff is going on. But she saw something enter her, and from that point on, she felt like I was there. Hello there, what's going on? That's me. And you know, that didn't happen while she was with my father. So just because she has a feeling that like there's a soul, that doesn't mean she automatically like, should something have happened that medically would have required my removal, I don't think she would have had any problem before that point doing that. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna ask if she would have considered it afterwards. Like, I'm just gonna leave that rest, let that rest, that idea. But, you know, before that point, probably, you know, whatever. It's life versus life, and one of them happens to have the voice to say, no, I would like to live at this point. So, you know, to say anybody who would give the woman the right to abort the baby is against religion and souls and all that. In situations like those, would be completely incorrect. That's just not compatible with reality. And that's just leaving out the idea of extra circumstances like assault and all that. Completely by the wayside at that point. Like, ignoring all those factors, that's already a thing where that falls flat, where you cannot say anymore that, oh, you just don't believe in God and whatever. That's just not even a factor. So, you know, it could say that. And under great circumstances, that would mean the topic moves on. You know, maybe wishful thinking, you can already reach a compromise from then on. Alternatively, you can then give other arguments. But what I've observed instead, in places where this is discussed, is clamping down on the idea, the already no longer relevant idea of people who are for abortions and, you know, possibly saving the life of a mother or the financial situation of a mother or whatever else is a factor, whatever reason, you know, being against religion. It just keeps being looped back on infinitely until the heat death of the universe or Armageddon or whichever else happens or doesn't happen. And that's just not how you hold an argument. That's just not gonna be making any progress like that. Now here's probably a big hot take I can give, or a middle ground that people maybe could argue over if they could move past completely set in stone points they for some reason choose to not ever move past, is God says no, let God take care of it. Or the church. If a church wants to have 0 abortions in no case ever, fund orphanages. Fund child care services that make it no longer financially crippling for people. Fund orphanages for those who can not keep it for other reasons. Fund medical assistance for birth, which may be more difficult for medical reasons. Do these things, and you've got a lot fewer people choosing to kill the baby at whichever stage it may be at. You will get a lot more babies coming out of people if you do these things than if you go in front of Planned Parenthood and yell at people who may be getting rid of a rape baby. That's just, getting rid of the friction for people. Because those are factors of friction. Not being able to take care of the baby, not wanting to take care of the baby because of how it was made and by whom. And, maybe like people, everyone. Whenever the topic of raising a child comes up, talks about making it. And I feel like Stuart Little, the argument against Stuart Little flared up a few times. Being a rat, a mouse, a rodent in a house full of children who would like to have a home. That came up once. And what kind of fell by the wayside when people argued against bringing home a literal rat instead of children is that orphanages are not just plot devices for getting little mice or whatever. They are real, and there are children in them right now who would probably also really love to be somewhere else in a lot of cases. So, if you are struggling to get a child made yourself, they do come pre-built. It's called adoption. And I feel like that whole system needs to be considered a lot more for a lot more different people and reasons. Because it's, they are already there. It's not like you need to. I mean, there's a lot of stuff involved probably to get that done. But no matter what, the child's already there. It's not like that you need to wait for the kid to exist. That's already happened. You don't need to any more input on that one. You just need to fill qualifications, And those may be harsh. Maybe it should be eased up, or like process should be given more funding to make it faster to get through processing, and whatever other factors are in the way of getting that to happen. But I feel like that's a good point to focus on if you want to prevent or encourage certain behaviors. Whichever side of that you are on, I feel like making adoption better is probably always a good idea. Better for everyone. The adoptees, the adopters, the adoption agencies. And I feel is something that should be given lots of priority from all sides, no matter what. That's some absolute vile scum of the earth who has single piercing somewhere stand next to someone who has maybe a cross somewhere and just, help out at the places and advocate for making the process better for everyone involved. And it's just gonna make people happier. You really making an orphanage better for the orphans. Whatever situation, I feel like it's not a lot of harm that can come out of that. Of course, if you do it incorrectly and suddenly corruption happens, that's bad. But that's why I said making it better and not giving them money automatically, no matter what, all the time. Some give things a look, see if things are alright, and if they are, help out. That's bad. Yeah, that's bad. Is that alright? No, that's bad. Is that right? No, no, that's bad. Though I can take care of that. If I make it like that, I can even make it a little bit easier myself. So this, yeah, that's all. Oh, okay, if I take that, look. Man, can you imagine if I had a chat while, if I had an active chat while talking about these topics, and people from either side came in mid wild sentence. I feel like I would be lynched. I feel like I would have gotten squatted before even getting off the ground here. Oops. It's a spot of water. Sure do love when my sentences are interpreted as fully formed opinions with all the context, coming out of nowhere. I don't know. Sometimes people have a superpower, You could say a thing, and then these people, these X-Men, these mutants will come in and, using their superpower, what they will do is they will intuit your entire opinion on the whole topic. Nothing's unsaid. And they will just instantly know it. Now the problem is, 90% of the time they are completely wrong about everything you are thinking about or talking about. But they do have the superpower and they use it a lot. It's like the most used superpower of the world is making up the opinions of other people. And sure do love acting on that superpower, even with that 90% failure rate. Like, I know if somebody was in here, like if many people were in here, a lot of people would have gotten mad at what I just said. All of the things I just said, each and every single one of them, for reasons that are entirely incompatible with what I am talking about. Which is just fun to think about. If Asmongold wasn't a streamer, he would make a great moderator, because he seems to be keeping that kind of stuff in check pretty well. And he wouldn't even need to talk about anything for that. Could just be lurking, and when somebody is arguing about bad faith or something, suddenly they are not talking anymore. Like that. Man, I love this water. Best material I've made in a while. I am gonna be taking this part and expanding it. Okay, first snap and looks good to me. I should have some place where I just don't complete in the water and just floating somewhere. Actually, that could be funny. Just having sloping water. Even better. I don't know what it looks like if I do this. I'm gonna do it. Render that. Just looking at a screenshot somebody here. Last year, my friend quit his full-time job to chase his dream and make a fully fledged video game. Today, he just released a trailer and it looks beyond amazing. There's people, being like, I'm sure it's a fine game, but the market is currently saturated with side-scrolling platforms, so I feel like this game may not do as well as he hopes. Number one. One more indie 2D scroller, because we don't have enough of those. You mean beyond forgettable? Another one. I hope he has a backup plan. Another one. Meh. Cartoony 2D platformer. Back to the dumpster where you belong. The game is Hollow Knight. The website is Reddit. 10 years ago, my best friend quit his full-time job to chase his dream and make a fully fledged video game. He released a trailer and it looks beyond amazing. Just 5 days ago. I hope. I hope. Honestly, with all the side-scrolling platforms out there, I'm not sure your friend's game is going to take off, but I wish him luck. They said they have these things called wish lists, and we have a few of them, so I think they might be okay. Oh, we have the backup plan. Another Hollow Knight run and be. Cause away with bug things. Pass. Oh. Oh man. What? Another generic side scroller? What exactly do you find amazing about it? Fuck it, feel like I'm back in the 90s with all these fucking things. Ah, that's amazing. It's like, I feel like everyone's playing along. Hold on. Okay. That's great. That's great. Okay. How's this? Yeah. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Look. 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 It has. It does the. It has the. And it does. Ooh. Yes. Okay. Great idea. Great idea. Let's make this round two. Okay. Okay. So. Do we want a vertical section? Hmm. Like a tower. Oh. once we've reached this point. I'm going to strengthen that. Oh yeah, sorry, the Discord ping earlier was on my end. Okay, keep forgetting talking about that, but hmm. It's because it's completely underwater. The water is very well, not underwater. It's above water, with a looping, and weirdly behaving. And that water is pretty refracted, so it's gonna get stuck pretty early on. So it's gonna need a light source that's going alongside it. That looks great. Yeah. Okay. I fix the situation up here manually. Yep. Perfect. Just giving that a reminder. And I think that's gonna be it for today. Whoops. The past few weeks I've had a near constant issue with wasps constantly invading my kitchen. I had to always manually bring them out. Two of them already died inside. And I haven't gotten stung yet, but I did get bitten once. It's kind of annoying. There's probably a nest somewhere close. Hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna be waiting until that render is finished and then end the stream with that. Oh, that looks great. Look at that. Hmm. Good. Let's push the leaf into the water. And clean. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Here you can see the light shining through. These are also always nice to see. And also the star thing here. There's just one lot less, I think, with wooden shower. But 4 is a pretty good middle ground, I've noticed, for most things. Of course, if this was if this was the turbulent waters, it would be a different case. There I use 16 and more. But in this case, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Yeah. That's it. See ya.